You're on time, dear. Wonderful. Have a seat. You wouldn't mind filling my glass, would you? Right there is perfect. Did you get the package that I sent you? It should have arrived earlier today. Very good. You were saying that you looked forward to the release, so I pulled some strings and decided I would send you a little gift. I was in Europe when I ordered it. I almost got it delivered to my villa. How silly of me. Thankfully, I noticed. Oh, yes, I was in Italy for the weekend. Things have gotten a bit stressful for me, and I needed my regular masseuse. I had the worst knot in my shoulder, and I just couldn't bear it anymore. Oh, the weather is wonderful. I love the horizon at night time, too. The waves crashing along the shore, the stars shining bright. It's a sight to behold. Perhaps next time you should come with me. There is a restaurant that I think you would adore. The cuts of meat that they have are as fresh as they can get, and the atmosphere is to die for. Oh, it's lovely. But yes, what I originally called to speak with you about. To preface, this is just something that I have passively noticed. You often talk about your money troubles, and how you have so much on your plate. Between your studies and your work, you really run yourself ragged. I put some thought into a solution, and decided that I should present you with a proposition that would be in the benefit to both you and I. I understand that you might be nervous, but I can assure you that it's a most doable solution. What if you and I were to make this arrangement official? Something full-time. I'm thinking at least once a week, plus vacations, and the occasional evening. You suddenly turned so red. I know that I have a strong effect on you, dear, but please, calm yourself. You're so very cute when you're all flushed, but I can just tell that your heart is pounding through your chest. This arrangement is hardly what you're thinking. You see, I'm picturing something outside of the standard. Don't expect what you might think. Instead, I ask that you meet me on each evening that has a full moon. I'll make sure it's detailed in the contract that's sent to you, but in short, your scent is intoxicating. Specifically, your blood drives me wild. The pitter-patter of your heart calls to me, like it yearns for me just as much as I do to it. I don't think you've noticed how ravenous you make me. If I could have that but once a month, it would make me a very, very happy woman. Surely you wouldn't want to keep that happiness from me, correct? Well, let's put this in motion then. I can email my assistant to draw up a contract, and we can be in a full-time arrangement by the time we get our meal. Oh? You look nervous. Does that scare you, sweetheart? You've always been so willing. but I'm sensing some hesitation. Perhaps this is a bit too quick for you? Come now, tell me your demands, and we can get it on paper. I'm very willing to negotiate with you, dear. Those all sound incredibly understandable. You didn't really think I would scam you, right, dear? Oh, you've brought such unrelenting joy into my life. I wouldn't want to chase that away. There we go. My assistant will have that contract emailed over to you. You can e-sign it and send it back. Then we can begin with some real spoiling. Oh, my sweet. Did you really think I would take you to such a little dinner, then send you on your way? That would be such a waste of the evening. We are in the most bustling part of the city. Why don't we stop at some of your favorite stores? Darling, money is no issue. Hand me my purse. Here, if it worries you that much, I'll let you hold on to this evening's spending money. It's just a little bit of spare change, but let me know what you would be comfortable with, all right? How much do you need? 5? 9? 500, dear. I meant 500. Wait. No, I'd already sorted this stack. This is all yours to spend tonight. Oh, please don't bother me with the change. I hate dealing with small bills. Feel free to use it on whatever your heart desires. I think we can start at Dwar and find you some nice fragrances. Then perhaps some new shoes. These ones are practically falling off of you, dear. I feel I might regret asking, but when is the last time that you've spent money on things you wanted? Or needed? Oh, goodness. Well then, we have quite a bit of work this evening. Fragrance, shoes, perhaps some new clothes in general. And what was that gaming console I ordered for you? Did I get the right one? I'm not quite versed in that sort of thing, so we may have to peruse the inventory to make sure that you got the perfect one. I'll send a message over to the owner of the tech shop down the main street and see what they recommend for that console. Then I'll send my personal stylist to choose some items for you and reserve a fitting room upstairs. Darling, this place is much more than a restaurant. The entirety of the upper levels are available for personal rental. I'll have my assistant deliver the items there so we can focus on enjoying our meal. It should be here any minute. I did order for you, yes. Salmon Meunier with charred summer greens. I wasn't sure what cocktails you preferred, so I went with something simple. You've had a Sazerac, yes? Well, any time is a good time to try something new, I suppose. It was either that or Boulevardier. But I understand not everyone enjoys vermouth. Too bitter for some. Excellent. Let me know if it's to your liking. If not, we can always find something else for you, dear. Oh, I can't say that you would like mine. The base is specific, to my tastes. My dietary needs are different from yours, you know. You seem so weary of discussing that. Is there a reason? You like to let your nerves get the best of you, dear. There's no need to be afraid. I'm a woman of class. I have rules for my meals. Firstly, I despise a mess. I'm also not a fan of chasing. Though others of my kind would disagree, I see feeding very differently. Finding snacks that I enjoy is so rare, so I prefer to keep them around. I treat them very kindly and treat my feeding sessions very intimately. I understand the implications of what I do for meals and realize that there must be strict rules in place for things to work out smoothly. I've been doing this for some time and have found the best way to assure that both parties are protected. You'll see so in the contract. It's detailed and diligent. I understand the fragility of what I do, so I make sure that the balance is never disrupted. Speaking of, you should have received it. Feel free to read it over and direct any questions to me. A quick reader you are. I assume it was all to your liking then? Very good. Though I'm surprised you weren't curious about anything. I'd be more than happy to tell you about the process, though I would prefer a place more private. As I said, it is incredibly personal and intimate. Well, with the portions here focusing on quality as opposed to quantity, we should be able to finish soon enough. A toast, though, to a most exciting arrangement. May we enjoy the fruits of our contract and find joy in our ventures. You know, this red somehow tastes far less sweet since you sat with me. I would even say it tastes plain. I feel as if I've spoiled my supper just by looking at the dessert. How irresponsible of me. Thankfully, you seem just fine with the meal I selected for you. Is it as delicious as you look, darling? I'm glad I could find something that's to your liking. I'll keep note of that. I'm sure this won't be the only time that we dine here. I would like to keep track of what you enjoy. Was the drink to your liking? Very good. I may just order one for myself. The more I look at yours, the more I'm tempted to indulge, though I really shouldn't. Oh, you're a gem, dear. I'll just have a little taste, I promise. Delicious. But nothing, I'm sure, will compare to you, dear. If you're satisfied with your meal, then we should head upstairs. My assistant has dropped off the items I requested and has made a personal reservation for us upstairs. Oh dear, the meal has been paid for already. Please, put your money back in your wallet. Come now, up. We have much to get done this evening. Aside from clothes, fragrances, shoes, and other items, I think spending some time alone is always the most efficient way to start an arrangement. Though public settings are lovely, there is only so much that can be discussed. Avoiding wandering eyes and ears makes everything much easier. Don't you agree? I'd also be lying if I said that having you on display doesn't make me a smidgen jealous. Even with your common clothes, I fear you have a look that draws people's attention, and I can't say that's something I'd like to share. Don't be so modest. You are incredibly admirable. My unique desires aside, I think that many would be fortunate to make your acquaintance. Once we get you some new clothes, I think you'll be much more difficult to resist, in both my eyes and others. Here we are. Feel free to make yourself comfortable. I've had the room fitted with everything we could possibly need, along with the delivered items my specialists have selected for you. Where would you like to start? Please, you're far too worried about the cost of things. That just isn't something you need to worry about. Your pretty little head shouldn't be caught looking at price tags. Am I understood? I'm sorry, what was that? Good, very good. Now, where would you like to start? Excellent. Go choose the items that you like the most and we can try them on. Starting with clothes, then? I do like that one. Go on, try it. Let's see. From afar it does look very good on you, but I would like to make sure that it sits just right. You don't wear clothes like this often, do you? Oh, I understand. That's why I'd like to help you. Stand up straight for me. Very good. Now it looks like the collar will need some adjusting, along with the sleeves. The color suits you perfectly. I think it would look best with a peacoat in the colder months. Your trousers should be black when you wear this, and I do believe we have a pair. Right here. Go on and try them. I'll choose a watch to match. My dear, your phone is a tool. A watch is an accessory with function. I would like for you to have a proper timepiece. You see, a timepiece can be so much more than just something you wear. It's not even just about it being something to show off. I see them much more symbolically. You see, a watch can have a wide range of costs, and I believe the more expensive one is, the more symbolic of a gift it is. If I were to give you a watch that is, I don't know, $30,000, it isn't just a lavish gift. It is an investment. Some people purchase stocks and bonds or have high-yield savings accounts. I prefer something you can hold. The watch will increase in value, and if you should ever be in a dire situation, it can be the difference between being housed and fed and not being so. A watch to me is a gift of security. The giver wants to see that you are protected in even the most dire of financial struggles. It is incredibly sentimental. This is the one. Give me your wrist, dear. How does it feel? It decorates your wrist so perfectly. I can hardly wait to see every inch in you adorned in the finest. Why don't we try on another shirt, yes? Arms out. Perfect. Just like that. This suits you, don't you think? Of course, we'll need to get this taken in. I'll call for my tailor, and we'll get this all suited to you once we finish. Go on and choose however many more that you'd like. Of course, please, take whatever calls to you, darling. And please, look at the shoes as well. I had my assistant pick out a wide variety. I'm unsure if you're an athlete or desire specific kinds of shoes, but if so, we can reserve a custom fitting later on. Oh, yes, those are wonderful. The leather is of an excellent quality. The soles are thick and durable as well. I do believe I have a belt that can go wonderfully with them as well. Here we are. Perfect match. Try it on. If you keep looking this good, I might have a hard time continuing this little game of dress-up. Go on and spin around for me. Ah, what a sight you are. Let's see what scent we can find for you. What sort of fragrance do you usually prefer? Well, there's plenty to choose from. Pick something classic, something fun, and something new. It can be quite daunting. So many to choose from. Why don't I help you? This one would be considered a classic. Suits every occasion, is long-wearing, and not too pronounced. And this, something fun. It is unique, invoking a feeling when it hits your nose. Incredibly personal, incredibly you. Then something new. Plum, amber, musk, and citrus. I've had it in my mind since we've come over here. I can't help but notice how nicely it complements your natural scent. The sweet, metallic life that runs through your veins mixes deliciously with the sweet, natural aroma. Oh, you do. You really do have a most intoxicating scent. It drew me to you. It's what drew you out of the crowds of people. That and those eyes, those sweet, beautiful eyes. As soon as you looked my way, I just knew I had to have you. How glad I am that you're giving me your time. I'll do everything that it takes for you to be feeling fulfilled and taken care of. Yes, of course. You can have everything you've picked here with me. I'll have it sent to your home. Better yet, why don't I find a place that's even better for you? How would you feel about moving into a new apartment? You've said your current place is a bit tight, yes? Why don't we alleviate that? I can't have you living uncomfortably, and I can't imagine all of these new items will fit in your closet. Oh, I'll take care of the cost, dear. It's nothing to worry about. I'll call for my assistant to pick the items you liked up, and they'll deliver them. That way we can focus the rest of our evening on just ourselves. Now that you're all dressed up and looking absolutely decadent, we can pour each other a drink and discuss any pressing matters you may have about our contract. Come, sit. If you have absolutely any hesitations or revisions that you would like, we can discuss now, dear. I suppose I did say that we could discuss the contract's origins more deeply earlier. That would be a good start. You see, I've been here on this planet for hundreds upon hundreds of years. Through time, I have had to adapt. Old rules of hunting no longer apply, and I couldn't go running through the street draining people at random like a criminal. It would be an awful mess, and the logistics of covering the tracks would be far too strenuous of a task. Those of my kind that are left have formed our own sort of circle, deeply rooted in respect for our pasts and tradition, while taking into consideration what the modern world has become. We've moved to a more ethical approach, such as our contract. We will have a mutually beneficial relationship for a set period of time with pre-established rules and regulations, so we both get what we want. Precisely. For the length of the contract, we will both assure that each party is cared for. I promise you financial security, and you promise me an abundance of happiness and indulgence. I suppose some of my gifts can come off as extravagant, but I truly don't think that you should have anything less. From now on, I'd like to see you with nothing but the best. Please, don't thank me. I'm just happy to see that my puppy is happy. As for what I ask in return, I'm sure I've painted a vivid enough picture of what your blood does for me. I'll only need for you to meet me on the night of each full moon. Once a month, I wish to indulge in your flesh, to drink from the velvet rivers within you. That's why I picked tonight to meet. I couldn't help but feel that the glow of your skin under the moonlight would be irresistible. I was right. Every clip of light dances along your skin. Its radiance is nothing short of blinding. I can't wait to see the color of your blood paint your neck. Though, perhaps that's moving too quickly. If you're more comfortable, I can drink from your wrist. The sensation can be shocking, so I'd like for you to be comfortable. I just can't deny how wild it's driving me. If you'd allow, I would like to taste it tonight. Even your veins call to me. Just holding your wrist, I can feel your blood run hot. It pumps faster and faster every time I get close to you. Like you're a little frightened, but curious. Don't worry, dear. It won't be but a pinch. Close your eyes, darling. Deep breath for me. Good. Now, finally, I get to cherish you in a new way. There. You're all right, dear. It heals quickly, and I'll wrap it well for you. You are quite the delicacy. So rich, so sweet, even more delectable than I could have ever imagined. I can't wait to give you the world. The wound will be there for no more than 4 days. It will do you good to wear some of the long-sleeve shirts we've picked today to avoid any questions. Until then, why don't you have some water? A bite can sometimes leave people feeling dizzy. There you are. Would you like me to call for something sweet? The restaurant downstairs has a wonderful chocolate cake, I hear. I see. A little tired? No worries. I'll call a cab for you, and they can take you to your new apartment. It will be a little bare right now, but I'll have movers pack your personal items and bring them over first thing tomorrow. Nothing is too much for you, my sweet. Just let me take care of it for you. There. They'll be here shortly to escort you to your new home. I'm not much of an early riser, but please do let me know if there's anything that isn't to your liking. Oh, darling, tonight is just the beginning. I have so many more places I'd like for you to see, and things that I want you to have. Perhaps tomorrow we can visit the store with all of those consoles and games. It appears we got a bit ahead of ourselves planning tonight. I will make time to make it happen. For now, though, your chauffeur's here. They wait for you in the front of the building. Oh. Tomorrow I'll see you again. Keep me in your mind, pet. I know you'll be in mine.